So in my mind's eye, hindsight, try to get my mind right, but it seems like everything is left. I go left, I just turn up on my set. This my set, we gon' reset. Everything is recession. I told them out here with reppin'. I told them out here with rapping.
Welcome back to the Gap Street Podcast. We're here with another week of underground talent. We are the number one podcast in Columbus for underground talent.
That's number one.
Number one. This is episode 28. Holy shit, it's been a long journey.
Gang?
Damn.
Gang.
28.
28. That's like...
That's consistency.
That's fucking... That's a long ass time for anything I've ever done.
Now
so
you gotta get to
cool.
280.
Yeah, I do.
Put a zero on that shit.
Hey, that's commitment, bro. Like, you didn't stop after 1 or 2 or 3. Like, you
kept
have been
going.
consistent. Yeah, there's been roadblocks and stuff along the way, so for you to be persistent with it, I respect that.
Thank you.
There's a lot of people who have, like... who have ideas or will start something and just give up along the way because it gets hard, and I respect you for just pushing through it.
I appreciate that, man.
No problem.
Charge it to the game.
Everybody, let's introduce ourselves. Here, I'm here with the collective today.
Gang.
Gang.
Namaste.
That's fucking nuts, man. Everybody, let's go around round robin a little bit. Introduce ourselves.
For sure, I'm Adam Corwin.
Go ahead, I'm Kai, King Bali, you already know.
Max, DJ Harbinger. Let's go.
Michael, YC.
And we have as our co-host today,
Omega.
Omega.
The boy.
It's about to be fucking lit. Finish it.
I'm glad you live in town and whatnot now.
Me too. I'm glad I live out here now.
It's cool for you to be a part of it.
I'm glad we're all fucking together. This is real right here.
Yeah,
Yes, this is 100%
This is
real.
how it happens. So I got some questions lined up for you boys.
Rock 'em out.
For sure.
First one. A lot of these are pretty generic, but I think you guys can make them interesting.
Hey,
That's
nobody's
why I
ever-
made them generic.
Nobody's even asked us the generic questions
Right.
yet.
Really?
So I think this is our first real
Oh,
interview.
wow.
First
Yeah.
real interview?
Yeah,
Yeah,
first
I am
time
honored.
I have
First
no
individual
idea.
one, like last week for Cloud City, but other than
Hell yeah, that's fucking work,
Shout out to
man.
Max for
Let's
Cloud
go.
Woo, clap it up. Clap it up.
Knocking my
Shout out to
fucking
Cloud
earbud
City.
out of my ear.
Cloud City. Shout out Sam.
Yeah, shout out to Sam Rosti and Cloud City, that entire team. You guys are dope. So, first question, I imagine you guys will have a very long story about.
Oh,
How the fuck did this group come together?
oh God.
How do y'all know each other?
This goes back like seven or so years. Almost
Wow.
8 years.
Time.
When we first met each other. We didn't go to the same high school, but we went to neighboring high schools.
In the same district, yeah.
So
Where at?
We're all from.
All
we're not
Hilliard.
from Hilliard, but we went to school in Hilliard. Kai and
Okay.
I ended up moving here in high school, and that's how we met Max.
Cool.
And so the first time I really met Max and I had mutual friends, and we had hung out like a few times. The first time we like really met to do music and whatnot, we got put into a music class.
that shit was so
And
much fun.
it was like the first time that Hilliard had really put some investment into their arts program that wasn't traditional.
Right.
So they built this thing, it was called the ILC. It's like the Innovative Learning Center. And so for our first and second period, we had a whole ass studio. We had a studio with a soundproof booth. I learned
Mac
Pro Tools.
Towers.
Very
Mac
nice.
Towers. We had Pro Tools. I had an iMac that I was working on. They had Rocket 6s I think
Yeah,
Rocket
I think
6s
they
were the
sixes.
monitors.
They had Final Cut.
And so we kind
that
of
shit.
we kind of got to know each other that way. And so the first groups that we were in, we got put into a band, and Max was the drummer in our band. Max drums and does a bunch of other shit too. Shout out to DJ Harbinger.
On the
And so,
boards.
yeah, and so we've kind of just been doing it since then. It's all been kicking it.
Yeah, no, I was salty because I actually never got a chance to go to the IOC. I graduated the year before that actually became a thing, but I used to always sneak in there with them, and I would record and do sessions in there, and that shit was really dope. I was salty. I was going to Columbus State sneaking back into high school to record songs.
Oh man.
It was a very interesting time to say the least, but it was cool. But to say, like, we learned a lot in that period of time, and we got some very official equipment to kind of get us familiar with like how the whole scene works.
Yeah.
When it came to Michael came into play about, what was that, last year?
Yeah, last 2 years ago, I actually met you guys for like a brief 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was
like a brief 20 minutes. I had a conversation with everybody.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fables of Fun.
Yeah.
Yes, shout out to Fables of Fun. I grew up down here until I was like 13, 14, then I went to Delaware. So like the people that I really, really grew up with are up in Delaware. Shout out to my dude Dre and his vlogs that he's doing up there. He's got some good shit going on.
Very nice content.
Yes. And I came down here with my hippie Jared. Shout out to him doing his thing as well. God
Shout out to
damn.
Miller and the Hum.
Yes.
Miller and the Hunt. God damn, we got a lot of shout outs going on.
Got a lot of love to give.
Got a lot of love to give.
Yeah, we
So but yeah, I came here just hanging out one day, and then I met everyone. Then I was home, and I was like, okay. It was after I came back from my first trip to Cleveland and recorded 2 songs up there. Shout out to Invasion. And
Shout outs out the ass. I love it, man.
everywhere.
That's real shit.
Everywhere.
But see, we got
everywhere.
here because of them, bro. Like they help make ways for us, so we help like return that favor. We keep the love going, bro, for sure.
100%. And I did those 2 songs. I came down here. I met everybody, and then just one day before I went on vacation out of the blue, I messaged Kai and I was like, "Yo, I got $100. Can that give me a beat and some amount of studio time?"
And I literally
But pretty much that's all it was.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Yes, when is a good time for that to happen?"
Right, and then he was like, "Can I pull up at like 9 o'clock in the morning?" It's like, bro, if you want to, you could pull up at 8. I don't give a shit. Like, just come over.
So
like,
I pulled
if you're
up
trying to
at 8.
Yeah, he was.
I
go.
took the 8 o'clock seriously.
He was there early as hell, and then like he was like recording with me, like we were like getting the beat and stuff going, and then he was just like, "Alright, we're almost over on our 5 hours or whatever, like that we've been recording with," and I was like, "Bro, ain't no time. It's like we'll wait until we get this like actually finished. Like let's keep on working on this shit." And then he ended up leaving, and he was like, "Can I do like $100 for another session?" And I was like, "Bro, you don't gotta pay me that much. Like I actually like got to know you and like you now, so it's like, bro, we can run whatever the deals are. It's like just come through and work. I'm just trying to get some more experience with actually engineering and like working on someone else's shit."
Second session was when I met Adam.
Yeah.
That was when I met Adam, and I just watched him fucking sit on his laptop. I'm looking over the shoulder.
It's crazy.
What is he doing on that laptop? He's sitting over there just doing all this damn like. What's this man doing over there?
It's crazy when you really get into how much more valuable the relationships are than the cash.
So much more.
You know what I mean?
And that's why we have so many shout outs to give.
So many.
Well, I say money comes and goes, but when it comes to genuine connections, those don't come that frequent. At least like from our experience for sure. Well, so we've met plenty of artists and people, and we've gotten to work with a lot of people. But people usually, especially in the city, they respect their craft, so they usually want to have money and stuff up first. Like, and we like to appreciate that. At the same time, it's like I'm looking just to like expand my palette with music and stuff, so I'm not looking for someone to pay me off rip. Like if we gotta go, feature for feature or whatever the case, or like work for work, I can do that stuff. But it's like if I'm gonna pay you for something, it's because I definitely respect what you do, and I'm not gonna undersell you on like what you're actually trying to do with me.
So where does the line between the collective and not the collective blur? Because I feel like it's a very blurry line.
It can be a very blurry line. We had a lot of people that were actually originally in the collective, and like things definitely happened where like we all kind of like fell out. But it wasn't like a falling out in the sense that we don't like really fuck with each other. It's more in the sense that everyone felt like they were contributing to the group, but they wanted to do more for themselves, and we encouraged them. It's like, bro, if you want to do more for yourself, like we're still a part of that. So it's like if you want to do more for you, hit me up. I can help you in any way, shape, or form. Like if you want to take time away from being in the group because it's consuming all your time, there's nothing wrong with that. We've been a part of groups like that all the time, and it's taken away from like us personally building our own artistry. There's nothing wrong with focusing on yourself.
I feel like this time around, the lesson that we've learned is kind of like people are gonna do their own thing, and there's never anything wrong with doing your own thing. But as far as like what we have going on, we can't stop that, and we can't let ourselves get down just because things didn't end up the way that we wanted to work. I feel like we've gone through similar situations in the past and let it hinder us for a long time. It took us a long time to bounce back. So this time, like while it does. It is a hindrance in some sorts. We kind of just got to keep moving and keep pushing for ourselves, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that we can control.
Facts.
And so as far as like
Big facts.
what everybody is up to, you got to just work on what you can control. And so that's where we're at right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to everybody that's been down with us too, because there's a lot of really talented musicians that I got a lot of love for. I still appreciate all the work that we've done together. So there ain't nothing but love over here.
I'm gonna say very dope artists and stuff in general. Columbus as a scene is just very densely populated
right
with some
now.
very creative people and some very nice art. It's just it can just get very competitive, like for like people trying to get fan bases and stuff. Like we're trying to like not eliminate, but try to like open a new avenue where it's just like, bro, like my fans can be your fans could be my fans if you're open to that, and we can make this a lot bigger of a thing than just like what our inner circles or whatever are.
That's like one of the greatest things about music itself is that like there is no real like fan stealing or sharing. If you're making good fucking art, people are gonna sit down and listen to your art, regardless of like who you are, where you're from, your background. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Especially when it comes to this hip hop shit. I mean, hip hop's for the fucking the outcasts in a way, you know?
It's for the people for
The
sure.
people that like don't really give a fuck and they just want to like be themselves. You know what I mean? They don't want to like live under other people's impressions and shit.
Yeah, I can definitely see that too, for sure.
That was more so the premise of the collective was to just put dope people in the same spaces.
Yeah.
And so for what it was, it definitely worked. And we got a lot of really, really nice music from that. And for that, I'm really proud. We're sitting on a lot of things that we didn't release that we probably should release here in the near future. And for that, I'm excited. I feel like for a long time where, you know, like artists will talk like, oh, I got music on the way. Look out for the project. Yada yada. Like
yeah, no. We definitely been in that position before, talking before the stuff was actually ready. But it's just because of that excitement factor. Like you literally get so hyped, you try to promote it already, and then like some unforeseen whatever comes up, and you're just like, damn, I kind of spoke too soon.
Yeah, you gotta learn, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
you live and you learn.
They mold you, you know what I mean? So like when you start thinking about rollout so much harder, you're like, okay, I'm not just gonna drop this shit.
Like yeah, and on top of that, you're just like, man, I'm not just gonna talk. I'm about to have something actually to back it up, because when you only have so many times, like it's like the boy who cried wolf. You got so many times before people are just kind of like,
it takes like a lot of work to earn people.
Exactly. Yeah.
As fans, it takes a lot to earn their trust back. Once you've said something and not followed through on that, it's gonna take 2 or 3 more times before they start believing you again. And so right now, like with the consistency of our music, now that we are releasing music week by week, we have to kind of earn that trust from people back. Like, oh, I'm gonna put this out, and then actually have it come out, have the shit be fire, like we said it was gonna be. And so that's part of the process that I would like to give advice to young artists on is like, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Make sure you got a whole ass chicken before you tell anybody you got a whole ass chicken, because it will come back to bite you.
It definitely will.
Yeah, how do y'all balance like over releasing and under releasing with like such a large collective?
Just because everybody has their own outlets and whatnot, I feel like another thing that I wanna tell young artists and whatnot is get your distro kit set up. To be in control of your own music and to be able to release it when you want. There are enough fans and enough people in the world that you can release music whenever you want. Really, it's making sure that it's organized, you know, promoting it in the right way. I don't think it's quantity of music, because we have members who make music, but at this point right now, we're not over-releasing, we're under-releasing, so we need to be releasing more and promoting it the right way. Yeah. That's the biggest thing right now that we're learning about is like Spotify and Instagram algorithms, and trying to push your stuff outside of that first 10% that are like all of, you know, like all our homies, like everybody who's sitting in this room, we're in each other's 10% on Instagram because we just follow each other's shit already. And so it takes like the interactions between us to move outside of that group where they'll push it to more users who aren't usually looking at our shit. Right. And so now that we do have the music, we've been taking the time to learn all the things behind the music to make sure that we get it to the right people.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
Kai, you mentioned something earlier before we started recording about being on the fan side and being on the stage side. Yeah. I delved a little bit more into that. I want to hear more about that idea.
So it's kind of how it is when people take art serious in general. It's like you're usually a fan before you're ever an artist. Like you are a fan of somebody's work. We went to so many shows of other people before we actually had shows of our own. And we've had shows of our own kind of here and there, but before we had like consistent shows, we were going to King Veda's shows, going to like Stally's show when he came here back in 2012 I think, and like that was when they had Animal House, Shadow Animal House, like the people who still rock with that. And it was just like getting to see it's fun to be in the crowd. And I come from Mansfield, Ohio. It's a very small place. Like there's not shows and stuff there. So coming to Columbus where like 5 big shows can literally be like down the street from each other was crazy. And it kind of like had me over like loaded. I was like, let's just go check these different shows out and stuff. And then once we started making more music and stuff and started seeing the other side of it, you start to realize that what you imagined you would do or what would happen on stage is not exactly what happens when you actually get on the stage. Like,
like anything else.
Like you can like,
more respect for
you can look outside the box and think like, man, I would do this, I would do that if I was on stage, blah, blah, blah. And then you start feeling that crowd's energy and you're like, bro, I don't even know if I could do that shit for real. Like, cause it's a whole thing. Like, it's a beautiful thing, the energy that can come from a crowd, but if you don't know how to like redirect that energy, it can be terrible. It can be so like frightening, especially when you get like real nervous and shit and you're just like, bro, I just want to do good, and everybody's just kind of like waiting for you to just do something.
And something I noticed about this group in general, like when I've seen you guys at Declassified, for example, you guys have You talk about supporting each other, and then you guys are all on the stage behind whoever is going at the moment, and you guys are fucking like partying around and behind them.
That shit is lively.
It's genuine.
Exactly, and it makes the person that's currently going feel, fucking invulnerable, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was say shout out Bali T. I was say got to do the last declassified.
That was dope. Yeah.
But say that was a beautiful thing. He's another person that like was like in the collective with us, but he's been trying to focus more on his own artistry, and I respect that heavily because he has some beautiful things.
So you also pop out to shows for the fucking people that aren't even in your collective anymore, and that's
Of
like
course.
It's all
that's
love
the
at
thing
the end
about
of the
the
day.
city. It seems different to me. It seems like people like are actually like supporting each other, and
We
that's
are
the weird
worth
shit
more
from where I'm
together than
from,
we are
is
apart.
Like that.
Definitely. But say it can go 50-50. There's definitely people who like say they support people but don't show up to shows, and like you can like talk to a lot of different artists and stuff, and they'll say the same thing. Like I've had talks with Sam about this before, and it's like people want things and they think just because they post something about something that they can like be like entitled to something. And that's not like anything wrong if you're showing genuine support, but it's like you're talking about you want to be put on shows and all this other stuff, but you never been to one of our shows. It's like, how can you ask to be on a show if you never even came and support us to see what we actually do? It just kind of seems like you just want like the hookup or like the clout of what comes with that stuff, and that's just kind of played. But at the same time, yeah, there's a lot of love that's actually in the city. It's just like people kind of like get caught up in the whole who's the best, you know what I'm saying? Like the best of the best type of deal.
That shit is like weird to me though, because there's so many different fucking people making so many different genres of music.
And it's
very true.
What is even rap?
There's so
anymore? What
many
is hip-hop?
good artists. We don't have to fight amongst each other. Why don't we showcase what we have going on to
Because
the world?
it's weird. People got envy and shit. It's just capitalist society. It's kind of this the
Yeah.
mentality.
Even
that's
so,
built.
you got-
Definitely agree
And
to
people
that.
gotta
think they're
think
making
outside the
money.
box.
You know, you're making. Oh, I rap for the cash. You know what I mean?
And that's where things are at too. Everyone's so about the money when it comes to it. Everybody's trying to like perform and do this stuff for the money, and they're not making
Shit,
actual like genuine
I wouldn't
content.
say everyone. I'd say it's
everyone.
actually getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer.
I
Because
think-
the people that present that mentality are not really getting dedicated fan bases.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah, but say depending,
It's more of an
depending
idea,
on like
you know what I mean?
who backs them up, because you know you get those randoms that get like the good deals or whatever, or like not even the like really great ones like the 360 deals that blow up these random people who actually aren't talented, but they were just chasing a dollar so hard that they got it. Like that's still like a thing too. It's like if you want something bad enough, like you can make it happen regardless of your motives.
No, there's a fan base for every form of art.
There's
Definitely.
7 billion people on the planet. I'm not fighting anybody for fans. To be honest, like I'm being so for me to survive off of music, I need 1,000 dedicated fans. There's 7 billion people on the planet. I'm not fighting anybody for shit.
The odds are in your favor for real. I'm about
There's
to say.
the internet. There's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. There's so many different outlets for you to collect 100 here, 100 here, 100 here. I'm not trying to steal Drake's fans or Selena Gomez's fans
But
or
like-
whoever. I'm just looking for mine. If I can get my 1,000, I'm good. Think about people like Merce. Kai and I were talking about Merce earlier. He's
fuck
not
with Merce.
he's not
Yeah.
anybody who's been really big out east or Midwest or down south, but he's had a 22-year career out west doing him.
Yeah.
And he's worked with very, very talented people and been very successful in his own right doing him.
Yeah.
People like that local success, you know, it's that instant gratification.
Think about, like,
Man,
currency.
People like me.
But say being the man, being the man in your city, like some people always want to like, I want to be the top, whatever. It's like sometimes just being really cool in your city is enough, dog. Like, so, like if you're like,
I don't think so though, because like you talk about like that 1,000 fans idea. It's like there's probably so many fucking artists that have 0 fans where they live.
Oh, definitely.
And have 1,000 fans. You know what I mean?
yeah, and that's because of that competition aspect. Because people usually like, especially in hip hop was like founded on competition. It wasn't like a let's make music together and make beautiful music. It was more like let's rap battle. Let's like see
Who's
who's the
got the
best.
better bars, better punchlines, better
Always
metaphors.
like you got things like rock and roll, and you
That's
got like
what-
things like
that's what pushes
EDM,
this shit, though.
like EDM and rock and roll, like stuff like that. People always want to collab. They always want to work together.
Yeah.
But it's like when it comes to hip hop was always just like, bro, I'm about to show you I got better bars and better beats or whatever the case than you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Competition is a beautiful thing. Just that there's a thin line between competition and low key just trying to like press somebody.
What constitutes a fan these days? Is it like streaming your shit, like if they actually play your music, or is it like showing up to shows, or
It's both.
I about to say I think it's any like all the above.
A
Like
true fan though is like buying your fucking merch.
yeah,
That's a fan. That's where you like truly define the line.
that's a
of,
real
like,
supporter.
True fandom, you know, it's not someone that you're
100%.
well acquainted with that enjoys your music, that enjoys your performance, and like your energy. You know,
does it cost money to
good
be a
at the
fan?
stage.
No, it does not. Like you don't have to
Like
buy
it doesn't
merch to be
cost
a fan.
money to be a fan, but there's ways to sort of like identify when someone is willing to support you monetarily. That's what you need essentially. If you want to do this long term, you need people that are gonna buy your fucking merch.
As a career for
sure, yeah.
And that's what a fan is. I mean, really.
I think as a group, we kind of subscribe to the ideal, like, we like to make money with our friends and not off of our friends,
Right.
Because there's a lot of people who will see monetary value and whatnot, and will choose to put monetary values on the people close to them rather than to build businesses or to build with the people close to them.
Would you say that makes your group within the Columbus hip hop landscape? Would you say that makes your group unique?
Definitely. The only other group I really see doing things similar to us and they're on a bigger scale right now, is Ross Formation.
Yeah, shout out.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
And shout out to them for the back.
I'm actually wearing a nerd shirt right now, so that's
shout
part
out.
of Ross Formation.
Beautiful
so.
thing. Beautiful thing.
Oh yeah.
They have I think they are the best group or collective in the city right now. I really respect what they have going on.
They have a very diverse
How deep are they? I don't know about them.
Very deep. But so you got Trip Fontaine, you got Trigno, you got
I know Trigno.
Oh yeah, no.
Shout out to
Trig is amazing.
Trigno is fucking
Trig is amazing.
Yeah, you
Shout
got
out to Mir.
Amir. You got what's his name? Man, I'm blanking. I feel so bad because he got to see him perform a couple times. He was performing at Trism during that 2x2 Fest show.
What's his name?
He's like
I know you're talking about.
He's like Ross Formation's Absol in my opinion.
Nova.
Like, Nova, boom.
Nova.
I'm about to say I was
on.
struggling with it, but his
two
word
hands
placement
up.
in game.
As far as rappers in the city, he's my favorite rapper.
Nova?
Yeah, hell yeah. As far as like his wordplay and how he structures his bars and whatnot, like he's definitely my favorite rapper.
His performance with J. Rawls as the DJ at 2x2,
Yeah, no.
fucking off the wall.
He had a couple beats from J. Rawls that he performed when he was at Trism and a couple other places, and they're very solid. Like he did those beats like much justice. Like
How
their
can
team's
you
just
hate on
solid.
all these people in the city when they're so good? They make such good music.
Oh yeah,
right? Like
say also shout out Big James. Big James is also very dope.
Massa Gold, shout out to them.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
like going to other people's shows because I'm genuinely a fan. I think that's one of the coolest parts about us really getting integrated into the city is that a lot of these people who are our peers, I'm actually fans of.
Oh, definitely.
I like listening to their music.
Yeah,
I like going up to
100%.
people's shows and experiencing what they got to offer.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the best inspiration.
I mean, I can kind of see that within y'all's like friend group and dynamic, and like you choose your peers. You know, geese of a feather flock together. It seems like y'all are all like,
Definitely.
fans of music.
Yeah,
and that's what it seems like so solid about y'all.
I'd rather
Thank
collectively
you.
bring
Appreciate
us
that.
up than to push somebody down to make myself feel
Look better.
better.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like
I love being a fan. Like when we did the Summit show, like we were on stage together and doing shit. But like when I was off the stage, like when I was off the stage, supposed to be like taking water breaks and shit. No, I'm in the crowd watching these guys perform.
You go fucking crazy in the
I'm
crowd.
oh yeah, no, he definitely does.
these are my friends, my peers, like people I make music with, but like I'm a fan of what they do.
YC's one of the best fans, bro. He
Hell
supports his friends so hard. Not
I
only
agree.
us,
I
but
actually,
everybody else.
the declassified that Omega and I went to. Do you remember? I leaned over to you and I was like, "If this motherfucker isn't lit, then it's not lit." Like you just, he's not moving, then it's not. It's not music. Like
I'm gonna say we feed off of that. Like I usually look at Michael when we're at a show or something, and then he starts getting hype. I'm like, bet we about to turn this motherfucker up. That's why, like no turn into a mosh pit all the time, depending on how the energy is. But we start jumping at the very least. Like bro, we about to bring the roof down.
Y'all bring
It's like
the
a
energy,
spirit
bro.
bomb.
I love
every
performing
artist
with
should want to
them.
have you as a fan.
I'm telling you.
I appreciate that. I try to show as much love as possible, whether it's reposting, whether it's going like I see it all the time. It takes $0 to
be
repost
like to
something.
show love. on
It takes
social media.
$0 to just take a screenshot of someone's new single coming out
and post it
being
on
like,
something. Like on
Half the time
Instagram.
you don't even
Go
need
get
to do that because they posted about it. You can go to their post, click the arrow,
and then
post
just
it to your
add,
story.
and then just say add the story, and then tag them in it. Done.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
simple.
Hell yeah.
I'm about to say that shit is a beautiful thing too.
That's the
because
thing
you
that
don't need
hurts
the
the
money.
most
for that.
is like knowing people who collaborate and seeing something come out and seeing one of the people not get credit for it, like just not tagging somebody.
Yeah, no.
That's the shit that's not cool. Like if you're not tagging your producers, if you're not tagging your engineers, you're not tagging the photographers or the videographers who you're working with, like it kind of just shows front and center what you're about.
Yep.
And I kind of feel like those are the people who are behind the scenes putting in a lot of the work. It's a very synergetic relationship, and so if you're not putting the focus on them too, then like what's really in it for them? And that's where things come back to like, okay, then is it for monetary gain?
Right.
And when you do things for the money, it's not as genuine.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it can depend, but it can be not as genuine, especially when it's only for the money. Like when you don't believe in what you do, you just are trying so hard to make $1 off of it. It's not necessarily like genuinely you. It's just kind of like, but there's like
some people like
they can make
say
that
a rapper
work.
like the baby.
The baby,
like
yeah.
He's chasing the bag and he's
Always.
getting the fucking bag.
He is. One of the things
I respect that shit.
But you know that out front.
hard.
You do know that out front with it.
And that's like with all these rappers though.
Same like Migos, yeah, same
people
thing.
keep referencing like, you know, these rappers, these type of rappers, these like chasing the money, chasing. It's like it's more of an idea. I don't know if that shit is even real.
It's just
real.
It's a mindset for sure.
It's real, but like I don't know. People aren't that surface level. There's so much depth to someone's intentions.
Right.
You don't know why they're chasing the bag. I don't know. I feel like it's odd to sort of lump people like that.
For sure,
I can agree to that.
And that's
sense.
where
I like
I'll
how you
say.
put it. I can agree to that.
That was
You
a
gotta
bomb.
put it
You got a
in
bomb
music.
drop sound effect.
Boom, 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 boom.
A walking philosopher.
These are facts.
Eating falafel.
So, what would you say are, I guys, for each of you, each of your heaviest musical influences?
Oh, that's so
This is gonna go on for a while.
That's so hard. I don't know. I'm about to say, who wants to go first? Because I need time.
Can I
That's
just
what she
touch on
said.
some of your shit real quick when
Yeah.
it comes to your influences, just to kind of break it down a little bit. So I was listening to that like October 2016 mix.
Oh god, yeah.
And I don't know how proud you are of that material or not. Are you proud of that material?
No, I mean I like it because that was like my first mix that I released. I was
Shout out
like,
to
I
you for
finally
going to
feel like
listen
I'm
to
good
it.
enough to release something.
Okay,
It's been
so
a
just
few
based
months.
off of that mix of what I've heard out of it, I hear a lot of like, okay, so you're taking like house samples, like when it comes to like vocal things that would typically be in house. Then you're incorporating like deep house elements in with like almost like dubstep, sort of like almost hard step at some points, and then you're sort of wrapping it all back around into like that deep house vibe initially.
Yeah.
What sort of gives you like the influence for so much like genre mixing and
So,
such? Like
that-
is an
that-
artist, is an artist that you've heard that's done that before or something?
Not necessarily.
'Cause I haven't heard it, and I love it.
mixing like that. So like the whenever I mix, I'm always literally I've done like two sets that the first two sets that I ever performed I did with like a set list in mind and played like front to back like the songs in order.
Word.
And then after that I did one time of just like on the fly, and after like practicing a lot of hours just on the fly and performing on the fly,
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like it going by what I think would sound cool or anything that I just kind of like, because I'm all over the place with music. Like the question that he just asked with the biggest musical influences, like that shit's like I used to listen to like fucking Metallica and Rush, and then I would listen to like fucking Pitbull and like pop stuff when I was younger, and then like metal rock when I was in my teens, switching into kind of EDM and then heavy EDM and rap mix. So like I have a bunch of stuff. I even have like there's one song or one of my mixes I opened up with literally Pain's theme from Naruto.
Oh yeah.
And then I mix it into
Yeah, it's like there's no borders.
Right,
with your
yeah,
style.
no,
It's something that
no.
makes you kind of stand out quite a bit. That's why I had to find your
Yeah,
Instagram
I'm actually
immediately.
I'm actually downloading more like meme music and stuff, because I've seen
Okay.
maybe one, I think Squanto posted about downloading more meme music into his sets, and I was like, because I already have YouTube music, like YouTube rappers and like YouTube EDM that I can only find on YouTube. I have that in my set lists. I have that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to switch more to even more meme stuff, because at this point, like as much as I love mixing everything, when it comes to memes, that's like something that can even hit a different niche, where it can like go to those people, and like people will be like, wait, that's
done right, though.
That's this, and like,
Yeah, yeah.
and then
If
just
it's done
like
right,
bringing
I
it
feel
back.
like you can do it right, because you like I can tell like
that
only with this
abstract mind,
2016 mix though, you're very
Going outside the
minimalistic with your vocal like you give the beat enough to breathe. Still, you're not just like fucking overpowering it the whole time with
Right,
this like
right.
overbearing fucking vocal sample. Like you picked the nice pockets. I want to hear more of your new shit. Are you releasing anything in 2019?
I'm
Mix-wise, like a 1 hour mix.
Oh,
like
a 1 hour mix.
that I can add to a fucking playlist.
I could probably work on that for sure. That would be
I don't want to
fairly
rush
simple,
your
yeah.
artistry, but
No, that would.
let me know,
I could
fam.
literally just like after this, I could go home, record an hour.
Because I'd like to hear some of your newer stuff. Because
have
like
some other stuff from, like-
I wanted to
You gotta see him at Space
dive
Camp.
deeper into your
Yeah,
influence.
Catch him at Space Camp, August 30th.
Yeah, August 30th. Yes, sir. Be at Space
Okay,
Camp.
I will.
Is that Scully's again, right?
No, it's actually at
I'm gonna be getting
Hampton's
down
again.
to
They
your
have two
shit.
stages.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
Top
Be in
and
the
bottoms,
base,
correct?
Yeah,
Top
two
and bottoms
stages again. It's back at
Ooh.
Hampton's because I think there was something with Scully's communication where they were just taking a long time to
No, yeah,
respond.
yeah, shit
so,
happens in the
yeah, so they were just like, let's go back to Hamptons. We have more
It's a
time
dope
to
place. That
promo and
basement's
stuff.
cool,
Yeah,
you know?
it's so
Yeah.
much fun. I
The
did
aesthetic is
the
very
2x2 after party there. I've done
Yep.
the satellites there. I've
Yeah.
done
That's where I
space
fucking
camps
heard your
there.
shit.
Yeah, be a satellite.
Was the after party? Because I went there for the open
Yeah.
mic and
Oh, yeah,
shit.
you did.
That is where I
Yeah,
first
I
met
was.
you.
That was
Yeah,
like my
that is where I
first.
heard you-
yes.
That's where I heard you
It was
do
like my
ribbity
first
raps.
time DJing like hip hop, like old school hip hop and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
that was all I was doing, and then I was DJing for the performers. But yeah, I can definitely look
I must
into
have heard your
posting.
set. I heard like your actual like set one time. Where did you do shit at Otherworld by any chance?
No, I want to. I'm actually getting ready to start talking to people about
You
that.
should
'cause-
do that ASAP. I would
Yeah.
love to hear you fucking
Let me know what's
perform
up
on those
with
speakers.
your
They have a good
communications
sound
over
system,
there.
bro.
I'm trying to do greetings there. If you get a good in.
Yeah,
Ooh.
ask them.
I went to the last
Yeah,
rave
for
there,
sure.
or second to last. I don't know. There was like a rave.
Yeah, it's only been open for 2 months. I think they did it the last time.
Good
Yeah,
flavor.
Or the
rave-
first time,
that
like
rave
just
was-
this last month.
It was sick.
Yeah,
I
I
was
saw that they did
sweating.
it,
I
and I was
dripping.
like, bro, I need to be there because that's
You know the
like a dream come
androids?
true.
It's
I've never even
Androids?
been to Otherworld. I've never even been there. I'm going there Sunday.
Hey,
It's
talk
good.
to.
It's like they put serious time into
Yeah, I
that.
can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my homie was filming shit for it, so I got to go into the back and I got to see like all the shit that they've sort of like constructed but not put out there.
I got to
Whoa,
see
Stuff,
some.
and it looked
nice.
really, yeah, they have so many interesting ideas. There's so many different artists. There was like beds and shit, like people were sleeping there.
Who's your guy?
Really?
To like, they stayed there all, like, we were getting some background from one of the people who kind of like put it together, and they were saying people just stayed there like all the time working on different kinds of art and shit. So
Beautiful.
it's cool. It's really put together.
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
So we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. We're about 31 minutes in. Believe it or not, that felt pretty fast.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna take a quick piss break, and we'll be back in it with everybody else's musical influences. And, we'll tie it all together. That'll be
sure.
dope.
Yeah.
Gab Street.
Do you like what we do on Gab Street? The best way to support the show is to tell people you know about it, either through social media or word of mouth. Interact with us on social media by way of Instagram at Gab Street Podcast and on Twitter at Gab Street Pod. We now have a Discord server, and the link in our bio on Instagram has a button that acts as an instant Discord invite to it, so if you tap on that, you'll join it immediately. Do you live in Columbus and make music? Please submit your tracks to us at gabstpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll feature your music in between topics with your name in the description of the episode if the episode isn't already an interview of another musician. Thank you for listening to the show. It would be impossible to convey to you how much it really means to see your support. Back to the show. We're back. It's the second half of episode 28. We're still here with the collective.
We didn't
Gang
leave.
gang. We still got AC, we still got Kai, we still got DJ Harbinger, and we still got YC.
You already know
and we
that.
still got your co-host.
Omega Rift.
Mega?
On the game.
We're in this influence talk still. We're still talking about each person's influence and how they all contribute to the group's sound, both on stage and off. YC,
That's me. Hello, everybody.
hit me up with that shit.
What's up? Okay,
Who do you like?
before we even go on, I just want to pick up where we left off with Max's set. I just want to say Max is the only DJ to do a transition in a set at Scully's and make me cry. I just want to say that he is the
Damn.
only person I've ever watched
That's
perform that has brought a tear to
fucking
my eye.
That's real.
That's that.
Profound
Yeah,
as
that's
fuck.
what aluminum was it?
It was gold.
It was
Millennium.
gold. Millennium could do that to you, bro.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, this is a lot. But all right, I'm done plugging you. Okay.
Chain.
My influences, a lot of it comes from like. It started with like with.
Bro, what you doing?
Pro co-host.
We had we had a misfire on set.
So like 4th grade, I was like going to this school, and like me and my sister and a couple other people were like like the only white kids there. It was really weird. and my aunt was like, I don't even know, but my aunt was just like, hey, don't tell your mom if I press play on this tape. And I was like, okay, what is this tape? And she started playing for a 10-year-old Marshall Mathers LP.
Oh, God.
So that was my first introduction to rap, really. And then, like, as time went on, I started, like, broadening my music. Because in high school, I only listened to, like 6 people. If it wasn't Breaking Benjamin, Red, MGK, Joe Budden, Eminem, or fucking Game, I wasn't listening to it. I wasn't putting the headphones in and listening to it.
Interesting influences. I can kind of hear that definitely in your style. When it comes to like your punchline setup and shit.
Thank you. And if it wasn't that, I wasn't listening to it.
Gotta study the greats to become great, you know?
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
kings and queens want to surround themselves with kings and queens.
Hey, real shit though.
Jay-Z said it, don't be good, my nigga, be great.
Talk to him. But then once I like started like living on my own and really getting into music, that's when I started listening to like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Black Sabbath, Miles Davis, Neil
Davis.
Young.
Yeah, got broad with it.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And that's when I like discovered my all-time favorite band, Blink-182. I love Blink-182.
Shout out Travis Barker.
Big shout out Travis Barker.
Travis
And
nuts.
like I guess like right now my biggest influences right now is like Mod's son for sure.
My son.
Because like it wasn't even his music, it was his book. Listening to his audiobook
You
about
read?
pretty much. Oh no, that's why I said audiobook.
Oh.
See,
Hey.
listen.
Listen, Linda.
But I listened to the audiobook and it was pretty much like how to make your life a dream and turn any negative positive. So it like brought me a very different look on life.
For sure.
And that's like, and like not to sound corny or nothing, but like and my people up in Cleveland have like definitely been a big influence on me. Like Curly Chuck and Audie
Shout out
Ray
to
and them.
Invasion.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Invasion.
that's family.
Big facts. Like if it wasn't for Curly and Audie, them two, I would have never recorded my first 2 songs.
Yeah.
None of that would have even happened. So like they influenced me heavy.
How did it happen?
Real shit, Chuck was talking about how he liked doing acid and listening to Pink Floyd on Twitter, and I was like, yo, I do the same exact thing. And then we became friends, and then he found out I did music because I tagged him in a freestyle that I was doing.
Oh, word.
And I was like, the only like real person on my page right now that I really want to hear an opinion from is Curly Chuck.
Right. For sure.
And he immediately messaged me. We immediately linked up about a week after that. And I'm taking a bus up to fucking Cleveland, spending the night.
You took a bus? You took
Yeah,
a
I took a Greyhound 2.5 hours
It's
up
the
there.
grind shit.
That's
It's the
love.
grind shit.
2.5 hours up there, and I stayed up there for a whole night and day, just doing so many regrettable things. But getting a lot of music done and learning a lot. It was my first time in a real studio, watching a real engineer do something. And
Shout out to Audie Ray.
shout out to Audie. He
Very nice engineer.
Caught
bro.
that Blue Moon. Blue Moon 2.
blew into
Put
out
respect
right
on
now.
that man's name, bro. In
Some
Cleveland.
respect on it, damn it.
And goddamn it.
But that's really my biggest influence right now. 100% what my biggest influence is right now. I don't know why, but I'm hooked on lo-fi playlists right now. I'm listening to
Oh, yeah.
That's my
listening
pocket,
to a
man.
lot of bootleg boy playlists.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, no. I'll say, speaking of lo-fi, shout out Tiger Uppercut.
Shout out Tiger
And
Uppercut.
and the audio
He is
unit.
disgusting with the shit.
Oh, definitely. Very dirty with it, bro. I'll say one of the best lo-fi artists that we personally know for sure.
If I'm gonna cut it at top 5 influences, I'm gonna
Oh,
say
shit.
Miles Davis,
For sure.
Mod Sun,
For sure.
Jimi Hendrix,
Oh, yeah.
Roger Waters. For those who don't know who that is the bassist and one of the lead singers of Pink Floyd.
Ooh, I did not know that. Education.
Didn't know that.
And
It's hard.
That last five,
that last number. Honestly,
Yeah.
honestly,
put a drum roll right here.
after sitting down and watching the movie of it because of him sitting me down in here and watching the movie of it, I'm putting Yeezy at 5.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
That's
putting
That's
Yeezy
fair.
at 5. That beautiful dark twisted fantasy was something
yeah,
I
Yeezy
never
on your
sat
list. What about
was something I never sat down with before.
When it comes to influences for me, that shit's so hard because I used to listen to a lot of different music growing up. Like my family was very heavy like churchgoers, so I used to listen to a lot of Kurt Franklin and Frank Hammond and stuff growing up. So gospel music was always something I really enjoyed, especially like gospel samples. Just something that it does to like it moves through you. Like you literally like it's like being at a concert but you're at church. Like it's just so hype and it's just so different. But I used to like a lot of underground, like, you know, like very Prohibition era like artists too, like Fats Waller. He's a very famous like pianist and he's like one of the best piano players like that ever existed. But since it was during the times of segregation and stuff, he didn't get much love. He was the original, like before movies had sound, he played the sound live on the piano for the movies while they were playing. Whoa. And I've sampled a lot of his tracks and stuff, and it's very dope art. Kanye for sure, just like YC said. Kanye, I've listened to Kanye for like as long as I can actually really remember shit. Like I remember when I first sat down and listened to Late Registration all the way through because I got the CD. Like my parents bought me the CD for my birthday, and I just remember listening to it, and I was like, I don't even understand half of this shit, but it makes me feel some type of way, so I'm gonna keep on listening to it. Especially like Roses and shit like that. Like shit's crazy. T.I. for sure. I fuck with the Southern Wave, especially like Outkast for sure too. But I put respect on Big Boy's name because everybody always talk about Andre, but they don't show love to Big Boy, and that's disrespectful as fuck. What else? Lil Wayne for sure. Lil Wayne, I'm about to say
he's a legend.
100%. Carter 3, one of the best hip hop like albums I think that like pretty much came out for sure. Who else? I would say Chance the Rapper influenced me a lot, and not specifically only for his music, but because I actually got to meet him when he wasn't famous yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when Slaughterhouse was doing a tour for Stally came to Scully's, and King Vader and a couple other people were performing at Scully's, and Chance the Rapper came from Chicago just to perform here, and we were in the back with my friend Brian, shout out Brian Doherty. We were in the back smoking, back smoking, and Chance rolled up on us before he got on this performance. He's like, hey guys, like, can I hit your blunt? And I was just like, I mean, I don't know you, but sure, why not? And then he went on and performed some songs off of Acid Rap, but it didn't come out yet. 10 Day like had just come out, and I still didn't know who he was. And then like maybe a month later, he was on Royalty with Childish Gambino, and I was like, what the fuck? And then Acid Rap came out maybe like I would say like 3 or 4 months after that or so, maybe like a year or so. And literally I was just like, God damn, like I met this man in person, didn't even know who he was or anything, but it showed me like you could be right here on the bottom of the totem and make it to the top literally like in no time. You just gotta be consistent for sure.
That's wild. That is so perspective bending.
Mm-hmm.
That is fucking crazy. Chance is one of my biggest influences of all time.
Definitely. He makes
his newer shit though, dude. I don't know.
His newer shit's not bad.
His two most recent projects.
Discussion.
It's about to
shower. His two most recent projects, they don't resonate with me. The subject matter,
it's
the
different.
beat selection.
I was talking about this before with Adam, and it's like a decent amount of it is just because he like has so much going for him now, money wise and stuff. Where like before he was so hungry and so deep into the music. Now I feel like he just makes stuff just because I think people expect it from him, and he just doesn't want to disappoint.
Happier.
And yeah, he's happier.
He's happier.
He was happy before. He never made sad.
It's a happier
music.
album.
The only music that was ever sad was like Pushin' Man, which is a fire ass song. That's a really good song.
I don't know like what sad is when it comes to what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Because like now you could definitely say his music is happy, but I wouldn't like say that his previous
shit was sad.
Like I wouldn't say 10 Day and Acid Rap were necessarily happy projects.
Yeah, I would say some parts of it was.
But now
they were
like happy music
projects.
and like
it's just different.
I just don't listen to happy music. I don't fucking know what's wrong with me. I don't know what this is.
That's definitely where one of the cutoffs definitely go.
I don't know, man. I just listen to fucking either like beats, raw fucking like house shit, or
for sure.
Some good sad rap.
And I would definitely say
Tomorrow Sweatshirt.
Shout out Juice Box.
Hell yeah, Jacob.
Shout out Little Juice Hugs.
Little Juice Hugs.
Shout out the whole garbage youth.
Oh yeah, shout out Trevor Martian too. The Martian, like Martin the Martian. But
the Click too.
I would say shout
Trevor
out
Martian is a fucking killer performer.
Oh, he's a very good
he's a monster.
I definitely I like his shit for sure.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I feel like the stage is gonna fall when he's doing
videos.
shit.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, he's got it's coming out.
I met
later.
Okay, cool. I met him and YC at the same time.
Little snippet. Little snippet.
I met you and Trevor Martian at the same time. Do you remember?
That was the Summit show, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was trying to see Chaz at the Summit. And
they kicked you out, didn't they?
Shout out Emperor Chaz, episode 23. You guys fucking rock.
Oh yeah,
my guys.
Go stream that. I listened to it at work. Go stream it.
But I met you guys outside of that venue because I was too young to go in.
Really?
They kicked me the fuck out as soon as I went in.
I did not know that.
That's not love. That ain't cool.
I got my liquor bottle taken away from me at that show.
Really?
Yeah.
They were strict as hell, I
Bro,
guess.
it was
No,
like
yeah.
he like came into the green room and
Shout
was like,
out
I
to the
can't believe you
summit.
fucking brought this in here and like blah blah blah. You could make me lose my liquor license and blah blah blah. And took it to the thing and I was like, all right, that's funny. Now you can give me my liquor bottle back and I'll take it out of the venue, like no problem. And he was like, nah. And I was like, no, you're gonna give me my fucking bottle back and I'm gonna take it out. Like I don't care. And I was like, I've gone to at least 3 or 4 shows where I've brought in my own bottle. The people who run the place have seen me with my bottle and not said anything about me drinking from the bottle.
Right.
Especially if I'm not bringing it out on stage, out giving it to public people. It's in the green room for the artists.
It's different.
Let's say when you're in the
He
green room.
was tripping.
Yeah, no, that was a real strict show.
And I came in and I was like, even if I like know somebody in here, can I have them come up and like vouch for me? And they're like, no exceptions. If you're under 21, you can't be in here. Like it's bartender's rule.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was the first time I would have seen Chaz.
Yeah, no.
I had got off work. I was ready. They were in the middle of the set. I was watching them perform in front of me, like at the end of the room, and they were like, "No, you can't be here for that. Like, you can't even just stand here at the door and watch." I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
That's lame as
So I went outside and I hung out with Trevor Martian and YC.
Yeah.
And they spit some fire ass freestyles, and it was fucking dope.
Weird fuck.
And I immediately got their Instagrams, and now we're here today.
Oh,
so
and it's just
And the rest is fucking history.
the rest is history, man.
Yo, you
I was-
gotta get him.
Let's say
Yeah.
that was
So before we move on, let's get your influences in real quick. I would love to hear this.
My influences.
I'm talking to Adam, by the way, Adam Corwin.
AC. It's cold in here.
For me, my influences start. I mean, my room is pretty self-explanatory of the influences. Kanye, I feel like is a number one influence on me
For sure.
just because he was able to control all the aspects of his music. He might not have been the only person doing it, but he knew exactly how he wanted shit to be done. Right after him is Prince, because Prince was exactly the same way, and he took it upon himself to be able to learn and know all of the aspects of music going on. So even if he wasn't doing it, he knew what direction he wanted to go in. I feel like after that, it would probably be Pharrell, because Pharrell isn't like, these are, I guess my biggest influences are all people who are jacks of all trades, you know what I mean? Like not people who just did one thing, but people who were able to know what was going on and have influence in all of these other realms.
Marty had me blasting the Nerd album in my car after
Shout out
that
to
episode.
NERD,
Oh,
Chad
yeah.
Hugo too.
Yeah,
Chad Hugo is one of
Hugo.
my biggest influences.
The truth, man.
One of the only other people I feel like in hip hop who looks like me and has been successful. No, and seriously, and so to like
have quite a specific
to see people who look like you do well is encouraging. You know what I mean? So that's very cool for me to see. I really fuck with the Neptunes. After that, Outkast is very big influence on me. I feel like as far as like Kai and I as a duo, like when we do songs together, I feel like that's part of where we draw some of our inspiration from.
Definitely.
Just because they were all the way doing their thing.
Yeah.
And then after that, what is that, 4? Fifth one is hard. I'll probably say J. Cole. Because he's another jack of all trades who really doesn't get his shine on his production and whatnot. And I definitely studied a lot of his bars, and that's had a big influence on my cadence and how I set up my punchlines and whatnot.
For sure.
Shout out to his production on YBN's album.
Y'all all come from like quite different backgrounds and shit,
Yeah.
and like y'all have very dynamic influences that really play into y'all's craft. It's really interesting.
You can kind of
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sick because like, I don't know. There's a lot of groups like you know, not to kind of knock them down or anything, but you know, like a group like Flatbush Zombies, where sort of all of them kind of rap the same in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And y'all come from much different sort of like influential black backgrounds. It just makes the group more
Diverse.
spicy.
Yo, it's spicy.
I don't know
for
about
sure.
but diverse is like the cliche term.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you guys got variety.
You got a lot of different cooks.
Yeah,
Nah, it makes it
definitely.
spicy.
Make
It
different
gives
kind
it
of
like a
food.
look that's different too. You know, when it comes to presentation. You know, when it comes to branding, it's kind of a standout sort of arrangement of folk. It's tight. It's tight as fuck.
Thank you.
It makes people want to hear what the fuck you guys are doing. You know what I mean?
Are we ready for a demonstration of such influences?
So I know I talked about my influences a bit. Can I just give my top 5?
Yes,
I
for
was
sure.
thinking about that whole time.
Go right ahead.
It's a little bit more diverse. I'm gonna start with Billy Joel. Grew up loving that man.
Oh,
Billy
yeah.
Joel. First concert I ever went to was Billy Joel. Second one I ever went to was Billy Joel and Elton John.
Okay.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Nice.
good performances to see.
Beautiful.
It's so amazing. I'm so glad I got to make it to see that. Deadmau5, I would say when I was a lot younger, started listening to him. That's what really got me into EDM.
Oh, I can hear that. I feel that.
Jay-Z, I grew up with one of his CDs, just one of them. I don't have like a deep connection to a bunch of artists. I've never like listened to a whole artist's discography. I'm a little different than most people in that way, I feel. Metallica for sure.
Yes.
I grew up listening the fuck out of Metallica, and then I'd say someone like recently in the EDM scene that's really like piqued my interest is Quix. He has a lot of really good shit. Like it's trap shit, trap EDM.
Yeah.
Like 140, 145 BPM. Like
Fires.
I think he has a song with Alice in Wonderland coming out soon.
Oh,
But Alice in Wonderland's
I
very
know
good
about
too.
that.
Yeah.
I know about her.
So, I'd say those are my top 5 influences for music-wise, just all over the place. with
That
a whole
is
bunch of different
fucking
shit.
such a solid compilation of influences.
Yeah, mine.
Hell yeah.
I think mine is like harder for that. My top 5. Michael Jackson's definitely like on my list for sure. I will say his showmanship was just unmatched. Like that's one of the things I try to bring into shows. And I'm not saying like I'm a magnificent dancer or whatever, but it's like the presence is like it's just uncanny. It's just one of them things that's just like if you can really capture a moment with those motions and stuff and connect with the crowd like that, it's just a beautiful thing.
But you can't do.
Quite the fellow.
I can dance. Says the man who's never
Oh,
danced.
so you think you can dance?
Oh yeah.
TM.
Kendrick Lamar for sure would definitely be on my list too, just because the short amount of time that he's been in the game, bro, he's definitely showed so much growth and like change inside the culture. It's just amazing.
He's one of the most influential artists on
So
the
fucking
culture.
crazy.
I would say for sure.
I don't listen
yeah.
to a lot of artists' discography, but I can say I listened to. I can't even fucking remember the album.
To Pimp a Butterfly?
To Pimp a Butterfly,
Sexy
Untitled,
Kitty.
Unmastered, and
Good Kid, Mad City?
and
Damn.
that one. Damn. All 3 of those.
Beautiful project.
Listen to those front and back.
You haven't listened to Good Kid, Mad
many
City
times.
front to
I haven't
back?
listened to that.
It's a
front to back,
movie.
no.
Section 80.
I haven't-
Section 80 is like
I haven't
the movie
listened to a
too.
bunch
Yeah,
of
no,
shit
Section
front to
80 is
back.
like a
Even
movie,
of
too.
even of the artists that I have the most influence from, I can't name one of them that I've listened to an album front to back.
I would say for you, like I could say a name off the top of my head would probably be Tyler the Creator with like Wolf or Camp.
one of my
Oh.
Yeah, Wolf.
Wolf is one of my favorite
Yeah.
albums of all time.
Yeah, no, because we
Of all
listened.
time.
I got Wolf Deluxe Edition the day it came out. I got out of school, went to Best Buy, and bought the Deluxe Edition.
Slept on.
and started
wow.
fucking
It is slept on
slamming
project.
shit.
That had an Erykah Badu song on it that for real, like, that made me almost cry.
That's
And it
probably
didn't
one of
even
my
like
favorite albums of all time. Like no cap, no shit, no nothing.
No
like
cap.
that is like one of my favorite albums of all time.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's hop into the raps.
Are y'all ready to demonstrate these influences on the mic?
oh, for sure, for sure.
For sure.
I
That is
shared-
a good answer. I like that answer.
I was say I shared it. I shared
Yeah.
it with you too, Alan.
Get your freestyles ready.
Get your freestyles ready.
Come on, Kenny, get your freestyles ready.
I got a plaque of blacks and a beat CD. Get your freestyles ready.
Okay.
Who's ready first?
Me?
Let's hop on
He
this.
said he called him out immediately.
Let's do it, man.
He said, you
Get up here. Get up here.
Get
Get up to the mic, son.
Oh shit. Got my Modelo over here. I gotta get a little closer though.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. So in my mind's eye, hindsight, try to get my mind right, but it seemed like everything is left. I go left, I just turn up on my set. This my set, we gon' reset. Everything is recession. I told them out here with reppin'. I told them out here with rapping. Everything ain't taxing, but I need my dollar equation. But niggas talking of baiting. I told them out here just vaping, but they out here getting pop cold lung. And I been trying to get my hot cone thumb, just trying to get it up on the beating. Just tell them on the beating. I just called up Gas Street, we gon' have a meeting. I told them this is something different, something I reheating, something like Nikki Heaton. It's just like, it's a little hot right, don't want the hot light. This is not the highlight, but this could be a highlight of some sort. Under it, I just wanna be like Dumbledore, doing magic, Vincent Magic, trying to put this shit into, passion and not trying to be so tragic, but it gets flipped over like a motherfucking mattress, and it's something that we kinda do. Try to get the tactics, fuck around and have to show you that it's different, like mathematics when I go algebraic geometry with them shapes, fuck around and have to show you this is something you equate to. Fuck around and have to shake the word, I equate you. Fuck around and have to go around and bid the vape shoes. Fresh and then fresh, told them people left. I told them people I could do it here for life and death. Like I was Biggie Smalls, but I just way too big. I told them I could fall, I'm just out here to live.
Yo! Gap Street exclusive?
Stretching the bars.
That was
Let's go!
We're just trying to get it, man.
Get on my seat.
Let the beat come back. Let me tell them right now. Let me go and stay facts. Cause I'm gonna do my thing. Yeah, it might sound wick whack, but if I get to the mic, you know I spit rip rap, rip rap, the wrist stack. I come up, my wrist clap. Like, no, you sit back, you know that you get clapped. Hey. Cause I just go into the microphone. They told me leave Mike alone. I'ma do the hype I'm on. They wonder what the vibe I'm on. I tell them I'm a high I'm on. I'm gonna take another one, then I'm dying, dog. Wait. I'm just living my life. I'm telling now these decisions that I'm making ain't right. But still, even though I'm living in, I'm making bad decisions. I'ma kick it to the feeling. I'ma kick it. It ain't fiction. I'm a rap villain, a tab dripping, a ad libbing, a motherfucking crack dealing. Nope, stop now. I ain't gonna false claim. I ain't gonna state names. I ain't gonna do things. But I'll tell you one thing. I'ma do my thing. And if you got something, dog, you can tweet my name.
Yo!
Shit's so hot, mine needs to rehydrate.
He got the juice, YC like high C. You already know.
Hey, so you ready?
Oh yeah, kick this
Talk your shit.
Volley beat. Hey, shout out to Volley on the beat.
Volley on the beat, go.
Volley on the beat.
Volley on the beat.
Get it.
Okay.
Let me catch a vibe, I just exercise. Motherfuckers wanna get it, I need extra fries. I'm hungry as fuck, motherfuckers wanna pull up. Motherfuckers don't even know what they talking about. Let me catch my vibe, motherfuckers wanna go, I need extra fries. Yeah. Alright.
In a shake, motherfucker.
Hey, let me step in the building. Gap Street is filming.
Hey,
I got my hands in the air. Please tell me what the fuck are you feeling? Hey, this shit's appealing. Hey, my face is peeling. Cause I've been spitting hot shit in the sun. Motherfuckers better feel it. Hey, I'm around the planet like the solar system. Motherfuckers wanna know what is missing. Get my system bumping, ain't no missing nothing. Motherfuckers wanna know. Hey, I'ma plead the fifth. Hey, let me see my wrist. Hey. Let me check my time, and I know shit is mine, yeah. I'm on my own land, do my own thing, I switch curve. And I spit words. I ain't copping no chrome. And I'm sitting at home in my own chair with my own friends and my own fans and my own dance. I'ma do my shit like a grown man.
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 That's that
Fucking dope.
Talk to him.
Get him.
Now you can join us.
Tap me up.
Don't leave.
Don't
leave.
Come on, son.
Omega, tell them don't talk cause I ain't been pissed. Don't know already what should go back in. Thinking that I've been stuck inside my script. When I'm off of this shit, need some extra gin. Been pissed, so missing for a hot minute. But I still go taking the goddamn clap. Think that I've been in the middle of the motherfucking bottom. Don't really know about this pop. Think about the dirt that I probably came out of. Don't know really what the fuck I've been down, son. I just need clout, dog. I just come through. Might eat you like a demon. Turn to a fucking pound dog. Oh, think I really need a pound dog. Travel to London pretty soon. Think I need to go and get me some pounds, dog. Hey. I got another chicken count on. I'm a motherfucking like up on myself. Sitting in the goddamn mirror, can't wait. Don't know really what they talk about, say. Think that I might just mix up the pad, then I don't run. They been off of this shit like I go so dead. Used to pop on them Zans like every day. Pop on them perks, get out my cage. Been inside the goddamn bars for so long. Don't know really where to go for days. Been up in the desert and I'm getting really days. Don't know really what you wanna smoke a ton of haze. Thinking that I'm motherfucking sitting in inside the fucking blunt when I'm smoking like a motherfucking blaze. Thinking that she really wanna eat it on my legs. I don't got no chips, bitch, I gamble with myself. I been kinda chillin' when I ramble by myself. I don't know, all my head is grapple by itself.
I want a feature. I want a verse. I want a fucking verse. I want a goddamn bird.
I have exclusive payment options.
I want a
Prepared for you.
I don't want a goddamn bird.
Okay, this is the beginning of the next era of Gap Street. Alright, gentlemen.
Hey.
Fucking top quality.
Thanks for letting me rap with you guys.
No, like,
Yo.
I would have been insulted if you didn't. On some real shit. That was the gas.
This is where it's at.
I don't even know what I said. Let me hear me.
He was in the zone. He was just like, let it go. Let's just let it go.
So, gentlemen, we just heard some freestyles. What have we learned today?
You got some tight friends.
I was about to say
That this room is full of dope fucking talent.
that the fire
Like I'm drowning in it right now. Like, oh my god.
the fire department might have to get called because there's a lot of gas and shit.
Hey, this room started, the temperature, I felt it actually rising as we went on.
That's
I
how
was
lit it
sweating
is.
my balls off by the end of it. It was fucking great.
That's how lit it is with
That's part of us, like, just really enjoying each other's artistry and shit. Like, we're around tight people all the time, and like,
Yeah.
I feel like you are who you surround yourself. So I'm very proud of my friends.
Definitely.
True that. And that's the most real that you can say. That's the best you can say it, really.
My friends are friends because
Dope is
my
dope.
friends in this room, there's a lot of friends who will just tell you shit's good just because they're just like, yeah, it's good, sure, whatever. These friends, they're like, you know what? You could probably work on this part a little. You could probably work on this part a little. You could probably work on this a little. And hey, I'm here for my friends to drive me to be better. So big shouts to all of you in this room for keeping me the best I can be by not letting me slack on my artistry.
Clap it
We
up.
love you.
Clap it up.
Hell yeah.
I have a question for you.
Oh,
Since you asked everybody around the room, it's my turn. What's your top 5?
My top 5. Oh,
Who's in your top 5?
I actually have it right here. Let me pull it up.
Aw, shit. Just
You thought it would be a hard question, but no.
I did.
Okay,
I did.
my number 1 artist is Aesop Rock. I'm a huge wordy rap fan. Love that shit. I don't understand what he's saying, but I love it. I love the sound of the syllables. That's my
You
favorite
gotta read
shit.
his lyrics when you listen to him sometimes.
True that, yeah. I've done that before. It's fucking nuts.
So when you do it,
Don't be talking to me crazy.
Number 2, Kendrick Lamar.
For sure.
Fire.
I mean,
Of course.
who else? Number 3, MF Doom.
Okay.
fuck yeah.
hell yeah.
I fuck with the metal face.
The clan, bro. The woo.
The Roo? The Roo?
The root. Don't start with me.
Number 4, this might be surprising to some of you, Denzel Curry. Denzel Curry is one of my favorite artists of all
His
time.
Bulls on Parade cover.
Oh,
was
yeah.
fucking amazing.
That was dope.
Fucking amazing.
And this last one, I'm a big Rhyme Sayers fan, as you can tell. There are 2 artists on my top 5. I can go through my 10 if you want, but I have 10 right here.
Bit of fuck.
But Brother Ali is my number 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I've seen him live twice. I gave him a hug once, so that was dope.
That's the important part.
So, those are my top 5, both influences and favorite artists. So, thank you for asking that question.
Yes, I was curious.
Nobody asked me questions on my own show.
I
That's
was
unique.
curious.
There you go.
That's
How the turns have tabled.
You still you even have it listed still. Like you're prepared.
Yeah.
You're fucking prepared for this question.
He's
I was
like, I've
planning-
never had questions before, but I am prepared to show up.
Well, I was planning on doing like a whole episode, like top 10s and shit. So that's probably coming in the future. I don't know if I just leaked some shit, but like maybe coming in the future. So
Edit that one.
Joe.
And it's like,
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
that's him on the spot. He's like, bro, like, what's your favorite 5 Denzel movies? Like, it's kind of hard. I got a list right here if you really need it. And like, I got it if you really want it, though, for real.
I come prepared, man. I
Got
come
to,
prepared.
man. Stay ready and got to get ready. Always.
How do people find you guys? Let's shout out all of our Instagrams, our social medias.
For sure. At Real King Bali for everything, Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. And also, I have a Facebook page, but I'm kind of working
Is
on
that with a Y? Bali?
it's with an I.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's Real King, KINGBALI.
Hell yeah.
Good.
Everywhere. I'm working on a Facebook, so Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Real DJ Harbinger. That's Real DJ HARBINGER.
Binger.
So mine is real. No, I'm just kidding. Instagram is at Y__Columbus. Twitter is at Y Columbus. Facebook is my government name.
All right.
Marshall Mathers.
Marshall.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
You can find me on Instagram and Snapchat on Adam Corwin, just one word, ADAMCORWIN, and then my Twitter has an underscore in between my first and my last name, but simple.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And your co-host for this podcast was at Omega Rift. OMEGARIFT.
And you can find all of our music available on streaming platforms everywhere.
I'm about to say Tidal,
Everywhere.
Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, whatever you need, whatever.
Just click the link in the bio.
I just made a Snapchat, so add me on there.
Oh yeah. And I would tell y'all how to find the Gap Street podcast, but you're already fucking listening to it. So.
Wait.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Can I get 2 last shout outs? I want to get 2 last shout outs real
Sure.
quick.
Sure.
Dan Norwood, Peligroso folk.
Oh yeah, shout out,
Photographer
man.
for the collective. Shouts out to you for always coming out and being willing to take pictures of us being goofy and doing our shit. And shouts out to Andrew Ellis for
Yes.
always blasting the shit. And
Oh, always
Andrew's
hard.
dope.
Yeah,
Always
always
showing
showing love.
Yeah.
Always. Shout out to
Always.
David too, my man.
Wavy
Oh yeah,
Baby.
Davey B. Hell yeah. Shouts
Shout out to Ant.
Ant,
Shout
yeah.
out to
Valentine
everybody
for
that's
sure.
down.
About to say.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Shouts out to my girlfriend.
Oh,
Do we have to
We can keep going with shout outs if you want.
Oh, I
but-
love her.
We're getting personal now.
Thank you guys for being on the show this week. I really appreciate it.
thank you for having
Thank
us.
This was fucking awesome.
Thanks for letting me
and
co-host.
of course, yeah, you did a great fucking job. And hopefully I'll be back here at some point doing part 2 because this was lit.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I'm super down.
Catch y'all next week. Episode 29, I can actually announce what it is now because I already have it scheduled. Finally. Next week's guest will be Joseph Keith, formerly known as Pussy Boy.
Yes.
Boy!
Pussy boy.
Shout out to Joseph Keith, yo. He's a
Hell
really
yeah.
great
My
artist.
guy?
Yeah,
My
guy.
God.
Amazing
My God.
performer.
In my Marty voice, my guy.
My God.
My motherfucking guy.
Very
We
captivating.
got bars? We
performer.
got bars?
We got Bars. We got Lucy to drop off.
So catch the Joseph Keith episode next week. That'll be episode 29. Today was episode 28. Thank you for listening. I'll catch you next Wednesday at 6 a.m. every
Subscribe.
single fucking week.
You know how it goes.
Street.